When you hear nothing, don't be afraid. Silence isn't the absence of an answer, it's the presence of preparation. The world around you may look unchanged, your prayers may seem unanswered, and your dreams may feel distant. But in truth, the greatest movements happen in the unseen. 2 Corinthians chapter 5 verse 7 says, "For we live by faith, not by sight." You are not alone in this silence. Everything begins in stillness. The seed doesn't shout out when it grows beneath the soil. The roots don't make a sound when they spread their strength deep into the earth. And yet in that hidden work, an entire tree is being formed. Hebrews 11 verse 6 says, "And without faith it is impossible to please God. Because anyone who wants to come to Him must believe that God exists and that He rewards those who earnestly seek Him." It takes faith to be still during the process. When everybody thinks that nothing is going on with you, that your life is shattered, you know that there is something forming. So it is with your life. When nothing seems to move, the question isn't why nothing is happening. The question is, can you remain expectant when everything appears silent? Expectation is a language of creation. To expect without evidence, to hold a picture in your hand or in your mind without needing proof, is the secret of all transformation. You don't need to prove anything to anyone about your growth. You see, the seed is down there in the soil and is covered. I love the fact that it's covered. Nobody sees its process until it sprouts and shoots out to the earth, out of the earth. You would not know that something was going on in there. Jeremiah 29:11 says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you a hope and a future." God knew that you'll be in this difficult situation. He knew that the sprouting process, He knew that the growth process isn't easy. And so He says, "Do not worry, I know the plans that I have for you. Is that of good and not of evil, to give you a future and a hope." The silence isn't your enemy, it's your bridge. It's the unseen path between where you stand and where your desire lives. If you feel you are in the middle of silence, rejoice, for you are standing on the threshold of manifestation. Romans chapter 8 verse 28 says, "And we know that in all things God works for good, for the good of those who love Him, who have been called according to His purpose." This statement simply makes us understand that we would think that things are not working out for our good at some point in our lives. The answer exists before the question is ever asked. The dream is completed before you first imagine it. Your desire isn't coming to you. It already is. The silence you hear isn't the end of the story. It's a pause before the music begins. Ephesians chapter 2 verse 10 says, "For we are God's handiwork, created in Christ Jesus to do good works, which God prepared in advance for us to do." If you hear nothing, expect everything. For in the unseen, everything is already yours. Silence often feels like abandonment. But understand this, silence isn't rejection, it's preparation. It's a secret pause between the desire and its fulfillment. 1 John 2 verse 28 says, "And now, dear children, continue in Him, so that when He appears, we may be confident and unshamed before Him at His coming." You are being prepared for something greater, something you couldn't arrange by your own strength. The pause isn't there to break you, it's there to position you. Hold the vision, remain faithful to the unseen, and keep walking as if the answer is already yours, because it is. Isaiah chapter 40 verse 31, it says, "But they who wait for the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings like eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint." Why is this coming? Because you will think all the opposite while you're going through that process. Your waiting season is not a dead season. Your waiting season is a strength amassment season. Trust the process, for nothing is ever truly still. The quiet you fear is a womb of creation, and in that silence, your miracle is forming. Proverbs 3 verse 5 to 6, it says, trust in the Lord with all your heart. Lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to him, and he will make your path straight. In the silence, you are being shaped. You are being shaped to hold the fullness of what is already complete. Your faith in quiet moment isn't wasted. It's building a reality that only the patient will ever see. Trust in the unseen. Hold the vision and let your faith speak louder than the silence. 2 Timothy chapter 1 verse 12. For I know whom I have believed, and I'm convinced that he is able to guard what I have entrusted to him until that day. You are closer than you think. You're closer than you think to what you ask for. The bridge may feel empty, but it's leading you straight to the fulfillment. Walk it with confidence, for silence isn't the end of your story. It's the unseen path to everything you desire. And without God, it is impossible to please him. Remember the Lord your God, for it is he who gives you power to get wealth, to manifest anything. Stay in God. You will never be disappointed. You have been listening to Zoel, the Potentialist. Follow me to find purpose and manifest your full potentials. Blessings.